Welcome to Pitchside once again. Another opportunity to definitely appreciate you for always sharing the content and putting it out there, and also most importantly, subscribing and also watching this content on Pitchside that we usually bring. It's pretty exciting, and because we all grow together whenever you actually come through and put out that content and subscribe to it and do everything to make sure that we're on the same vibe. As usual, Pitchside has always talked about bringing exclusive content and interviews with people in the world of sport and nowadays into entertainment. Today is a very special day for Pitchside because we get to talk to one of Africa's finest in Afrobeat and dancehall music, and of course in Uganda, a lady that has set the pace, released a catalog of music, really exciting music that people have been enjoying, still releasing more. We just thought, why not drop by and catch up with her and have a discussion about her sports life and life in general. So Pitchside today is happy and glad to welcome the one and only Azawi, aka Baddest, on the show.
Hello, hi everyone. Yes, I'm very excited to be here. First time.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to talk about sports, I know. Of course, I'm a very big sports fan. I love football, for those who have been following me, so I can't wait to get into it. Yeah, tujumia buli kimu etimu yange nfumu gimanyi naye ye yange
omanye akayimba ka red flag ako badde ngezaako kayiga naddala obuzino obwo bw'okola naye I think ebyo ebintu bisi byange ebyange bya sports Azawi kanyumirwe bunyumirwa red flag tugende mu maaso naye nga obulamu buli butya nsanyuse nnyo okusanga glad to catch up with you. Yes, first time on Pitchside, but as a very ardent fan of your music and your personality. Yeah, I think this is the right time for me to appreciate what you've done so far.
Yeah,
great stuff
so
that
much.
You've been doing and great energy that you've been putting out there.
Life has been good. We thank God. Yeah, of course, omwaka twagwisemu. Yeah, we are in 2025. Of course, this year personally, I want to be more vulnerable in front of my fans so that they get to know more about me. And of course, I was intentional about it in 2024. That is why things that felt important to me or personal to me, I use my platform to share, to let the world know what I think. People now know that Azawi is into sports and she's also patriotic, and I don't do this nti bampani. It's my personality. Just lwakuba nti bwoba tonnamanyikwa, nobody will know nti Azawi oba zaawedde bwati bwe yeeyisa nti oba muwagizi wa Manchester nti oba muntu nnyo ayagaliza eggwanga lye omala funa linnya, then abantu ne ba-picking on that. So this year, of course, I want to do that even more and supplementing it with music. I want people to connect with me. I want to connect with my fans. Ddala abantu bange ab'oku ground kubanga abo yagogo majega taka tegazikuza.
Before we probably dive into the sports beat and briefly about the music, people tend to struggle to draw the line between an opinion and what they expect you to opinionate on. So if it's just like what you've said, oyinza okuba nga olina kyoyogera nga kyobirivingamu before you became Azawi, nga Azawi de weyali, then wofuuka Azawi n'okyogera naye oli aba ayagala kike ekyoba otwala yet gwolina opinion yo. Ekintu ekyo, how are you able to still keep and say no, point yange eri bweti and it's not political but it's how I feel?
I think that's what makes us humans. We can never agree all the time.
Yeah,
of course. True. Yeah, you might have a different perspective about something, different from mine, and that is okay. The only thing we have to be careful about is not to cross the line. You can disagree with somebody and not have a grudge with them. and not have
take it personal.
Yeah, no, you don't take it personal. So recently, I posted something.
Yes.
But clients bank. When you hire me for an event,
Nfunira parking.
Someone for the parking.
Sagala onteke eri ku eri wansi erugogo ngembaga eri wano.
And most of the times, ngenda okwogera ekintu.
I've experienced it.
Yeah, nga sikivude out of the blue. And of course, I've had so many instances. Ngotuka ku event, not performing late because you don't have parking. You're not sure whether your car will budget is safe or totally closer to even the event. Tatejukira kati gobeera ng'oli muntu nga omanyikiddwa. Baba kugamba parking engeri
erugogo wansi wali.
Erugogo nga waliyo event. That means ogenda kujja bantu abo bonna ng'obayitamu.
Jukira oyambadde maybe gomesi or what.
Sometimes oyambadde outfit yo, but then you have to stay humble oyite bantu abo ng'oli mukakamu. But so sometimes okwewala ebintu ebyo, you designate a specific parking for people like us. Oba bontu boyise kuki?
Oba service provider.
Eba service provider ngaffe boyise kuki ku mikolo kwanze tonsuubira kugira ku mukolo gw'okubigere. Okitegera. Era ne bwe mbanziza era kale nja kugira kaboda naye emmotoka en'enkima ejja kujja emala ekole ki? Parking awo kuba sometimes obudde bukwata ng'olina okujampinga kaboda kakutwale ku event bagamba mujja kukola ki? Mujja kunsanga. So my clients bakifuna ne some people tebakitegera. Some people were like, hey, kati ovuga trailer. And I'm like,
how do you drive it?
Hey, otambula na convoy. You know, Ugandans are so funny. Someone actually took it personal. Hey, now when you're complaining, and I'm like, come on, I'm just talking to my clients. I don't know why you're triggered, but since in that back and forth, because I know which I understand, but we just have to be respectful to one another in times of disagreement.
Yeah, this message also should go out to the Ugandan football fraternity. If Azawi is supposed to perform at Nambole or at the St. Mary's Stadium in
I actually also had an issue that Nambole parking. So jamamba parking. Jukira abantu banji. Ngeri ali wanseri.
Kali akasoke.
Kati ng'okuyita bantu abo sitambudde na security. Yeah, I just had a friend. Ate nga naye muwala situsobola obbayitamu. Ate jukira abafaanyi bakulaba bo babeera excited. You can't act proud. Obongeko okitegeera because baba bantu bo bafaani bo. So nemerako nengamba nemonteeke omunda mukisaawe
naye abaana bali ku gate awe
parking ino gira wali tewalina parking
babanga abalina emizimu ku mitwe
paka inakuba esimu and somebody came not to yamba.
Anyways, just a little bit of a throwback that when COVID hit the world and the pandemic came, a lot of things happened, negative and positive. But for sure, one of those things that happened was the birth of the Azawi brand. The LP, Low Fit, the songs that were there, Queen Imino and all. Then, of course, as we speak now, you've done the African album, you've done the Sankofa album. What an experience and journey it has been for you.
It's been 5 years and 5 bodies of work, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
No, 4. I think it's 4. There's African music,
yes.
There's Sankofa, the Swans All-Star album,
and
then Low Fit. So it's 4 bodies of work. So I think I probably have like 50 to 60 songs out.
Wow.
You can have a 2-hour listening session, 2 and more, 2 hours and more of my music.
Songs,
of my music. So I twebaza Katonda, first of all for the talent to Owongo, osobola okuyiiya ebintu ebisanyusa abantu. Yeah, like that's, I don't take that for granted, and I'm so thankful to God. Ne team yange jenkola nayo, Swangs Avenue. It's not easy to push brands, it's not easy to make brands, and it's not easy to to break through the music market.
Right.
So abayimbi bo bakimanyi nti waliwo oluusi ne bw'okuba tune nekulema okukolaki okuzzaako kale akagajji n'okagula naye akajja osigala
ng'okagudde waliwo firimu awo.
And of course this year it's going to be more music. I want to try out different things, but then staying to the main course of, entertaining my fans. Tusanyukemu, just kale tetuganya sajja atuse ubi naye era.
Ako nako kayiseewo mu mpolampola.
Atuse ubi naye era kale situwabi nnyo. Ebintu ebyo Katonda. So yes.
Azawi, of course, I know you as a person who is a very, very ardent follower of sport. For now, I know football. Of course, you'll break down a bit later, explaining which other disciplines. But growing up in our household, I didn't have sisters who were very much in love with sport. As a matter of fact, ffe baatuvumanga. Okitegeera akawungeezi nga katuuse bo baagala kulaba byabwe naye nga gwomanyi Champions League wa 9:45. Twagala Champions League twagala kino maybe okutunyonyolako akatini ku pitch side nti love ya sports evaawa mu bulamu the earliest memory of you and sport coming together.
First, nakulira my environment nga y'abantu bangi. When I got into my primary 5,
yes.
I happened to go to some place, Chikatro, because
I know Chikatro.
I used to be into traditional music and dance. So ngatukyali baana bato, mami wanantwale because by the time that troupe was recruiting kids, we were training game because they had broken away from dairy, so now they're trying to build something of their own using abana bato kati. I was in that group. Yeah. So kati nje tugenze waliyo abalenzi. Omulezi bw'agamba nti
tosobola gamba
ddala nga tolina amaanyi ebiseera oba muli bato
byakibuli
bwakuyisaamu tolina gy'ogenda kulopa toli waka toli wa maamawo. So kati nga abaana bano balaba nnyo omupiira. So that is how, kubanga tolina choice, you have to watch what they are watching. Era nga tuba tumaliriza training most on the weekend oba tuvudde ku show nga there is a match oba nga tugenda ku show nga waliwo match awo ng'obalaba buli omu amanye kiki ekigenda maaso. So the guy Kaddu nga wagira Manchester United ate ebiseera ebyo kuba ebyo ebiseera ebyo bye byaba Post Coles, Ryan Giggs, Ronaldo. I think we also had ono guy yali yakava mu Arsenal, Van Persie nga ze. It was a deadly team nga nani wali Patrice Evra, like it was a deadly team nga tosobola jeyimba
win after win.
Kati nga ndaba teze team endala mukwa
oli mu
nafu yeah. So that is how I got into, football. Like, like there's that adrenaline rush with, being a sports fan. Like there's that action that you're always excited.
Yeah. 98th minute.
Oh my God.
And you're like, how did that go in?
Where did it come from? So those are the things that actually drew me closer to this sport. So I started supporting Manchester United, supporting, I think,
and following it so well.
Yeah, and I think 2012-2013 we won Premier League, if I'm not...
Yes, you're right, 2012-13, yes.
I think that was the last time we won a big
under
trophy.
Fergie.
Yeah, under Fergie. Netugamba neka tugenda malako kutya era gegana amaziga getolimo
paka olwaleero.
Things have never been the same. Netutandika okubonaabonaawo, but when you get connected, I don't know, like football is like love. Like the moment you fall in love with a certain team, never jikuba, never kola ebikunyiiza. Leero nyomba
enkeera ng'okomyewo olaba tuzaakaani.
Yeah, I think the worst I've ever felt was when, I think that was last season.
Yes.
Liverpool were yatukuba goal 7 ku 0, and it was really a shock, and I'm like, this how is this even happening? Wallahi omupiira nagujjako naye enkeera nga bona okujjako omupiira, but then after like 10 minutes okebera ogenda okulaba bakubye eyokuna
n'ogamba bana
ziweze mukaaga. That was really terrible, but then I never hated my team.
You remained loyal to your team.
Yeah, I remained loyal.
You've talked about your love for football. Is there any other sports discipline that you follow? maybe Formula One, basketball?
Yeah. I used to play netball,
Oh.
but unfortunately, there's no league that really, prioritizes the sports and
And
team.
athletes
And the
and all.
athletes. I used to. Era nga nzanya widdi bagita another wing attack nalinga wing attack nga see defending but I could score, shoot, stuff like that, but that was long time ago nga nkyali secondary. Another one maybe it could be, I can't tell you that I pay so much attention to basketball.
Yes.
But when I land on a game, I feel like it's also a sport that really it's very easy to understand. It's very complicated in us. Mirala nti ojja kulaba tennis tomanyi. There's even this. I feel like I would want to also understand the American football.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like it's a game it's full of thrill
captivating.
But sigutegeera n'abaggayi bamugoba n'akapiira.
N'akanyuga omupiira n'agufunira eri.
Yeah, I would really want to understand it. But so far now, I think it's only sports and maybe a little bit of basketball. I can't tell you until I would have been super
good,
competitive in it. And it just kuzanya nga bola naye bwogenda kasaawe n'osamba
kubanza ekyenjawulo ndi mwenda mutuufu nze ndi forward
ekikumi gwe nga wakusereddeyo nga kipa akasompiro osobola okudduka
nkutidde ebyo mbisobolera ddala. Anyways, ekintu kya Man United kino okinyonyedde with a lot of passion and how how you followed the team and all, but just how much influence do you think Sir Alex Ferguson had on this team?
I think
as a manager,
I think it's beyond influence. It's more like he gave birth to that team. Like
he recreated it.
He created that team, because honestly, before he came in, I think when you go and look into the history, we were literally nothing. So he's not an influence. He's Manchester United. So people that expect that man to completely step away from that team are just delusional. Like,
it can't happen.
Kyangu nnyo bwabanga coach wammwe yagenda tabawangulidde Champions League. Kyangu temujja mufaako ne bwagenda. You won't miss him. But a man who has won you the treble.
Yeah.
He has won you countless trophies, Premier League trophies, Champions League. Talina kikopo kyate yatawangula. And
manage generations.
And then now managing like kids from the academy. Like bulirayo manager ki yali akoze ekintu bwekiti. And then nabatuusa ku success. Right now you are witnessing one of the greatest footballer in the world because of Sir Alex Ferguson.
In Ronaldo. If it wasn't for that man, Mwandi Musanzewa. That is why for me, I can only get to respect two coaches. Okay.
Sir Alex Ferguson and maybe Pep Guardiola. The rest, you're replaceable.
The Sir Alex Ferguson era came to an end, and it's documented that Man United have struggled to find their feet.
Yeah.
I mean, David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho,
Bantis.
We can go on and on and on.
Yeah.
But as someone who has been an ardent follower, where do you point at and say this is Man United's biggest problem? And maybe if they fix it, maybe we would have a different United going forward.
Honestly, I was really excited when I heard that the team was changing ownership. Because right now, football is mainly driven by money. For me, I was looking forward to the ownership. Right now, I can't be sure because the people who have been managing this team for the last, I don't know how many years, have driven it into the ground, the Glazers. So I was...
What haven't they done well?
I think...
In your opinion?
I think, for me personally, I think they have not invested well in the sporting, system,
of the
club.
Yeah.
Leave alone just the players, but the people that are supposed to run the sports of the entire, club, the sports director, that has been lacking. That is why we've been able to sign someone 80 million and then they can't even deliver anything for us.
Bulgaria. Who, Anthony?
Yeah, of course.
Casemiro?
Kati, imagine Anthony, he can't. Like, we bought that boy for 80 million. Like, who does that? So we've made a lot of worthless investments for the last couple of years, and that has also drained us into the ground. People are getting paid in a very wild way. Like, for example, right now, if a person like Rashford was not on 350k, because I hear,
yes.
I think that money got to him, even the stardom, the magnitude of the, you know, the brand of the team got to him. So he got diverted. So imagine you're paying a player, even right now, we are paying a player 250k a week, pounds.
Yes.
But then telling you kusamba mpira. So there is no consistency in form. To right now, tola anti Ganacho yategere nti twagala mutunda ola mpira gwasamba kati.
Mulaba.
Yefumula. Naye kati amala okumanya nti ali secure talina gyala. Kagenda kuddayo mu factory says. So there is no one who puts tewali pressure. Tewali muntu gwe batya. And I hope, because I feel like Amorim is really a very good coach. But you know, being a coach doesn't just stop at, you know, tactics, you know, on the field.
It goes beyond that.
It goes beyond that. How are you managing your players? How are you talking to them? How are you making sure that their lives outside, you know, football, you know, align very well so that it doesn't, you know, get to them. Rashford. I'm a big fan of Rashford. I feel like he's one of the most lethal players. If he was,
his head was straight.
What do you want match him? And I'm like, oh my God, we are gone. Like, you don't do that. If
he's not running to defend.
He's not running to defend. You could not see any effort. Nalaga frustrations. He's throwing hands. How many? Some people make up all about Pep Guardiola and at least Katiate, you can be off form. But these guys can switch off like completely. We have seen small teams come to Old Trafford and humiliate us countless times. Flavia Bournemouth. How is that even happening? Like, there's certain things that should not be acceptable.
At a club like Man United.
Yeah, for example, Kacholaba. Imagine Real Madrid. Can that even be accepted at such a team?
They struggle, but they can't really.
Yeah,
move
so there
that
should
low.
be standards that we can never go below. And this has all been able to happen because we have made very poor investments. The Simon Rashford, for me, if it's a person like Saka, that boy is worth it. He has been consistent for 3 seasons. Over 2020, Saka is on fire. Up to now, the boy is playing very good football.
You've explained United and Rashford and all, but Pep Guardiola and Man City have dominated English football for close to 6-7 years.
Yep.
So much that everyone thought it was always going to be an obvious result until this season, when they started sinking. Has the Pep dominance, how much has it affected English football, according to you?
I think it's on a very greater level.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's not easy to do a forfeit in one of the toughest leagues in the world.
And including a treble.
So that man is not your ordinary coach. He's different. But you know, good days won't be always happening. You know, you have to prepare for that day, that tough day. Right now, I feel like they're just coming back. They're just picking up form. But he's one coach that you will never doubt. He will bounce back. He will find his feet again.
Who is your greatest Man United player of all time?
Ronaldo.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
That. Era simanyi bana abana bebakazala in 2005 banene. If they got to see that, nali mo primary, nali P7, senior 1, senior 2, ninga ntunuya nengamba naye bannaye. Bana abasajja ekintu kino bakikola batya? Nga kadduka emisinde. Him and Ronnie
had a very good partnership.
Oh my God.
Anyways, Azawi, let's come back home. I wanted that Man United feel and factor for people to understand where you come from. Yeah. Surely you've expressed yourself about Man United.
Right now, I don't think if we have the money, but if we were to buy a striker right now, I would go for Victor Osimhen. He's solid. He can do anything with the
He has
ball.
power in the air
He has
and down.
speed. Yeah, and maybe another one would be. I feel like Bruno. Bruno has been. We have not been fair with that guy. I feel like if that man finds a striker that is quick, they can be,
They can work very well.
They can work very well because I feel like he's one of the best creators in our team. Very passionate guy, Tarala. He's hardworking. Of course, game wegana era kasa game wegana ku Bruno manya nti nakulobi. So yeah, we just have to change those few things.
Those few things.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's get back home here. As you wallow in your pity of Manchester United, you're also a Vipers fan.
Yeah.
How do you start falling in love with Vipers, and how has it been so far?
Yeah, Vipers, I've just fallen in love with them. I think like 6 to 7 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's quite some time.
Yeah, I had friends. I believe something that which 10 day, and then they joined. Some of them left. Never again a team never jereka. So that is how it's not like I really know them so much because it's not like their stuff is always out there for for people to know. So I'm just like following to see where it leads me. One of the things that I really appreciate about that team is the fact that the way they screen talent, like from secondary school, as we were talking before.
Yeah.
From secondary school, nurturing them from that such a stage to this stage. For me, I appreciate that, being that Ugandan football is just a growing, a progressing work in progress. Yeah. So I feel like that is the only team that knows what it's doing. The rest, bali bagayi b'okukasasiro ne bali ab'omusolo bakyali mu muzannyo. Bakyali mu
Azawi
muzannyo.
okoze otya?
Kyolaba bakuba kati mukulu tewalaba. Kati mnawala kyesegolo kyekabaze kabakuba.
Kabayisayisaamu awo mangu mangu.
Was it neko kitala akamu kwabo kabakuba bagolo musanvu.
Tezaawera ne kabakuba.
Tezalinga 5 kabakuba buli omu n'agamba and I like the fact that teams are embracing the banter. Nti beekuba banter biba bitusese tubyagala gwe bakuba yakola ki yavaawo
But on the Vipers, still on the Vipers issue, of course, with your platform now and what you've achieved and the numbers that you have, just how much have you used that to influence people to actually support the team that you support in Vipers?
As I told you, I haven't been so aggressive with it.
Okay, yeah.
Because for me, I want to do something, see just because I want to do it because I'm really connected to the team. So I'm trying to connect with that team. Problem is, I don't even know when they're playing.
Fixture tozifuna bulungi.
Fixture tozifuna bulungi. Nekirala, you can't even follow. Kati oyinza obeera eyo ng'oyagala omanye what is happening. Naye results wali eri katebe baziteekawo mu mpira gukoze eki. Guwedde. So nkyayagala obamanyaako more, even the players. Like I think it's them that have to to come to us.
To appeal to you guys.
To appeal to us. Kubanga we want to know what's happening. We want to know what's happening. Kati nze saawa zino nyinza okugamba musambi wange manyi Alan Okello, but I want to know who's on fire, who has been on fire there, like which other new stuff is happening. I can't say that they're not trying, but I feel like they have to try more as a league, not just even Vipers. As a league, we need they need more publicity. Like we need the PR game has to to elevate.
But baina this issue of the Azawi bazewo batuukako wetubatuukako tebatuwabudde oluusi batuseera. I'm now speaking from the football side, but you could correct me. How is that? Are they doing it right or?
Honestly,
Yes.
we have never had like an encounter. Netulemerera era kino nkiwuliddeko gwe. I've never heard anything from Vipers. As we would like to work out something. Yes, they've given me gigs, nengena performing and but anything beyond that hasn't happened. and of course I would really want to take it like we collaborate and we see how we can put our team on the next level. Njagala nfe kuba ebintu bya ddala ebirimu abantu bibeera bya mudomo okitegeera mudomo kwogera kigambo kino nakiri paka abantu bamanya nti kigenda mu maaso. So tulina okutereza ebintu bingi. Waliwo n'ebintu ebyankwasa awo ennaku for this is for the national team.
Yes.
Tubotegeera nti our game hasn't been
put out there as much.
Yeah, because they introduced a new jersey.
Yes.
Ninga kirahika oyinza okugoloza bafunye cameraman omanyi bana bajja ne magazine. That was very disappointing. Like, how are you?
The way they unveiled the jersey.
The way they unveiled the jersey. Like, we are in the 21st century where social media is working, where we have creatives that can create, stuff,
a theme
that can appeal and create FOMO for people, to want to know more and be part of something bigger. But then there was oh my God, it was Bachali Lange.
But you say
by not choose some, they have to, I think. Abana bamanyi graphics owakabi abana basobola okuba ebifaananyi ebyakabi. When you go to the Nigerian pages olaba abana bakajeze bakaleete saawa ziri kambale
the biceps nakweziri butto nga kwali ku kifuba Azawi oyogera ebintu ebituufu
buno omuntu nno bubeera butono kubanga ffe abantu we are all about kiki kyetulaba. What are you showing?
Kiki kiri ku mmeeza
kiki kyetulaba, like, and if you can't captivate my mind by what I see in that very instance, then tolinfuna kati nze was disappointed. Omujozi gwo ogwo si mubi naye engeri gye bagupackaging'amu, engeri gye baguintroducingamu, ng'oyinza okugamba ttiimu eri Masaka si Uganda Cranes eyakuba ebifaananyi. Tulina abaana bakuba omusajja wuuno nakuba ebifaananyi
Baron Edgar Hamala ate oyo
akuba ebifaananyi
fufa endowooza we mulala ejja musiba ekisumuuzo ekisuule mu mazzi eyagala mulabako tabalumbye woowe.
Kati olaba they are not going to grow if they don't allow people that criticize them. The only way you can grow ng'oli akuyisizaamu eggaali
n'omanya
ate n'owuliriza. Tewali akulaakulana nga mukwano nga buli kaseera bakuweeta lubuto bwe bati ng'ogenda kubeera buli kaseera okola amanyanga paka okitegeera bajje bakuyiteko. Nze ne wembeera ku social media okwo, I always pay so much attention to people who are criticizing me and I don't take it personal. Kimanya nti bw'aba nzikiriziganya naye nagamba walunange kimanyi nayo kyezaamu jakutereeza naye wano wakoze ki walimbe naye mulimu ebintu ebimu byolabirako ddala okitegeera nga tuli mu muzannyo. I think, and this also happens because people employ each other that side because it's not even on merit.
So it becomes hard for them to deliver.
Yeah, it's olwokuba ono kyali wange kanteekeo ka sister kange tera yakana ate buno si bwe bamaze senior 6 tera yakana kamaze senior 6 waliwo akagraduate
kajira kakola owa intern
kabera, but the kid doesn't know anything. Okitegeera, like, we need to be serious more so ebintu bino ebya national team kuba settlezi tumusobola afuna photographer asobola kuba kifaananyi kyakabi nga Baron ne mugamba katumweyo $5,000,000
akole tiimu yonna
ebifaananyi ebyakabi. Okitegeera naye sente nemukukuta n'obusente
nemubuyisa ku Azawi baana mmwe temukikola
nemubulya n'ogula akataka eyo nga tolina naye ng'ofiiriza ttiimu namba n'abawagizi.
Katusigale ku Cranes eyo gy'oyogerako. AFCON qualifiers waziraba ttiimu yayitawo negera mu AFCON era of course tugenda kwogera ku kibinja naye mu bigambo ebitinitini qualifiers waziraba ttiimu ogyogerako. I saw you watched some games that happened at Nambole. Your assessment of the team?
Yeah, first of all, njagala, I want to actually applaud the boys. They are putting a lot of work this time around, and we qualified.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to thank the entire team, the sports team, the coaches for putting in the work. But abana basamba omupiira, the boys, our brothers, you guys, mwebale nnyo, mwebale ku representing ansi yaffe, mwebale nnyo kuba twakomanda. Have we even never qualified?
Yeah, we last went to AFCON in 2019.
The boys are putting the work. Now, the challenge is on the next step.
Now that's my question. you know that now we are in Group C alongside Tunisia, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and our neighbors Tanzania. First of all, the AFCON is happening in Morocco. What's your point? What's your view about that? Because that's a different whole experience altogether.
Wali facilities.
Chogo kirese bulungi.
Eno sente tuzi.
Twina nambole. Onafuya nambole.
Kati munaye ensi eziri serious about sports ng'ogamba ekisaawe kimu wano Uganda twandibadde n'ebisaawe ekitone nnyo nga 10
across the country.
Kubanga omanyi lwaki abaana abasinga bonna either bali mu ndongo oba mu sports ate fe abasinga obuto we are over like 75% of youth on the general population. So kati gwe bw'otuula awo omanya wawo okuteeka sente zo naye abasajja bajja vaayo sente ziteeke mu agriculture. Nze kyemmanyi empaka bazitadde eyo kubanga be balina obusobozi ebisaawe biri eyo bwe wali more peace.
They have invested
heavily the infrastructure besides just the stadiums nti abantu balina okusula ewalungi enguudo kati bajja
public transport eyo tuveeyo tugenda ku Group C yaffe omuli Nigeria, Tunisia ne Tanzania. Azawi, what do you make of the group and do you think the Cranes, how far can the Cranes go?
Nga bw'omanyi by the way tiimu zonna mu Africa nfu nayo Nigeria yenyini omupiira gwasamba
sigwa amaanyi naye yo Nigeria mwe muli Osimhen, mwe muli Basi, mwe muli Iwobi.
Towabalaba ku final yasembayo kye
babakuba
ng'omupiira bagulaba nako.
Kati bw'otambuliddeko awo otambulidde
bagenda kuyita mu kibinja
aba Cranes.
No. Nigeria Uganda it's a 50-50. Nigeria agenda tukuba Tanzania tuyinza omusuula draw buli omu asobola okukuba munne
buli omu asobola okusigala mu kibinja buli omu asobola ovaamu.
Tolinga
kyotegeezezza.
That's all I can say.
Anyways, given the opportunity, what would you change in the Ugandan sports sector as Azawi?
First, sooka teekawo nti buli musambi ddala ng'osamba professional football waliwo sente z'otaka wansi waazo
okusasulwa
okusasulwa
minimum wage for players.
Yes, and I think there has to be like a board that protects players kubanga abasambi baneeno tubazanyiddeko nnyo enfunda eziwera
and they are the ones that take us to the games.
Ate nga jjukira they are the glue to everything. N'ekirala okwongera okuteekamu ssente mu sports kubanga nze kankubuulire abaana baffe awo bwe bali baganda baffe basista baffe kati ne netball buno baatabuse like tulina gyebyo ebintu byetulina okuba nga tuteekamu ssente
as much money and support in sports.
The creative industry nze ndowooza ne sports omwagenda if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Because sports is some level of art in its own way. So gyebyo ebintu byetulina okuteeka ssente nga tetunaateeka mu agriculture. The people who are in charge or our leadership has to rethink. They have to rethink where the money should go. The money right now, singa government ebadde ina budget, yandibadde egamba I think 40% of the budget yandibadde yingira
mu sport
creative sector. Kubanga abo abaana bonna we beekwatidde bwati nti omwana kasaabira n'akasimu ke kano afuna omulimu musajja wuyo omulaba
ali mu kushootinga
yasooka tandika na ku simu ye nafunayo ka kamera kitegera naye kati ate kamera bazeeta ziriko emisolo mingi anakola atya naawe wuno wano oli mu creative industry kuba ono waaka ino ogenda muteeka kuki ku YouTube naye bantu tebateekawo yadde embeera egamba twantaddewo embeera nti internet eno ng'ebeera cheaper so that woba uploadinga gundiwo
totwala nnaku 3
totwala data mungi
bannange
so that kati kubanga abalaba content waffe nabo bamanya nti netaaga mutwalo okulaba content wani
watabu ku pixel
but bintu ebyo ebitonotono ebyo kati olabe Tanzania balina bagita TikTok bando balina YouTube bando kyebula ogenda ku Tanzania nga ina views miliyoni 4 internet ey'omutwalo wano eri okutwala wiiki namba
ate ng'ezitowera ddala.
So these are the things we've been crying over for years for our leadership. Abasajja ne bagamba tebakuwulira teka sente mu muzannyo, teka sente mu sports. Abaana bave eno nga waliwo sports facilities. Okitegeera, teka sente mu league. Eyo league government yandigiguze. Obabuuza hali
Uganda
Premier League. Muteekawo embeera. Nimbagamba bate mutuwamu migabo tugenda kukola ki? Gitwala lwampaka.
Oba tugenda
jiggala. Ne muzimba ebisaawe, ne mututeerawo ffe we tusomera music and dance, we tuteekera ebivulu byaffe. Theatre ngeezo. Like
arena ngeezo.
Naye man.
Baagala bakulabe ng'ovuma aba sound abatalina parking. Ebyagala balyoke bagambe nti Azawi ayomba.
Naye nga mu nsi ezikulaakulanye waliwo akasomero nga kasomesa sound engineering. Period. And there's so many people who are passionate about such stuff. Naye sente.
Efuse sente.
Temuziteeka we zirina kugenda we tubagambako namugamba kaakana kwogera nnyo kawunane relevancy bali bampaane.
Okay, Azawi, your final words or parting shots to the people who really love the Azawi brand and the sports fraternity and your fellow Man United and Vipers fans.
First, mwebale kwagala Azawi. Thanks for loving not just me, Ugandan music. Yeah, sometimes I know Sibyango, but you guys, stay on our side and we appreciate that. Zembagala nnyo from the start. I've always told you, and thank you so much for returning the love. I appreciate that, and I don't take it for granted. Yes, for sports, like as a country, we have a lot to do. I'm hoping that someday you guys will shift the attention where it should actually be. It is the youth. Tuli bangi.
Ate mukyajja.
Ate tubakyajja abavubuka. Mwabasobola otukolerawo enjawulo. Mwesuliddeyo gwa Nagamba. Kyokka ate nga mukimanyi muli ku exit. Yeah, manyi biology yetakola ki?
Kalimba.
Ne bw'okanyala bw'oti. Time eba etuuse naye kati bw'eneetuuka onooba okoledde ki abantu bo obadde osuubiza enkya n'eggulo nti okitegeera so kiba kirungi newe n'okulabye weeyama okitegeera so kyekyo kyensinga okumulanga ogukubira abakulembeze ddala abakulembera sports abali mu creative industry oba bonna abo balina amaanyi agasobola okukola anything ekisobola okukyusa obulamu bw'omuvubuka. Nze neetaaga simu eno, ono omusajja yeetaaga microphone eno, ekitegeero ndi yeetaaga camera. What are you going to do for us? Twetereze tutandike naffe ofuna bye tukola ekitegeera. So I think it's time we have to be so serious about this, to think about the next generation kubanga bangi bo bakyajja. Tiimu yange eya Vipers this year omulama gwendiko gwakubategeera nnyo okusingako. I want to know my team more. Njagala mbeere nga njasama byemmanyi nga butandika okwasama
ng'ogamba Alonokero yasaza abantu yabasaze
sagala ngende bagamba ani yali mu t-shirt number 7 nga so anamwogera. So it's the endeavor I'm on this year to understand my team because fe bavenom tetusaasira akakopo kantu tugenda katwala guno omwaka kubanga bakasasiro ne bamusolo boys tebalinaawo
ate abavira jogo
ebimanyi okutugwira ebyo The man Lawrence, big up on yourself. Sawe bale nnyo okuteeka sente baganda baffe ba brother baffe n'otungula ebitone bakweta okutumbula ebitone byabwe ebya sports kusama omupiira abamuntu kyalina amagulu
nze nakuganye ndi twin forward
kubako obukubi yali biriika okisegera. So I appreciate you so much. Keep on doing what you're doing. I hope one day bakuwamu ku fraternity y'omupiira eno namba Uganda Cranes. I can't wait. I'm sorry I wasn't certain with the way we're going to perform. Nenze kyemanyi teams Africa zonna nfu. So buli omu asobola okuba munne buli omu asobola oluzinga. So don't underestimate anybody. Uganda Cranes, you've already surprised me. Eno just okutuuka eno, it's a bonus. Gonna gye munaakoma, we shall be proud of you as our boys kubanga you have overachieved. Tusigale nga twagala na Mukama abankumire mbagala nnyo. akuume.
Azawi, thank you very much for passing by on pitch side.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, and I'm pretty sure all the aspiring artists and creatives out there are going to pick a lot from this interview, and that's why we keep telling you that we strive to make sure we bring something different for you to learn and also grow yourself here on pitch side. And of course, I just have to appreciate you guys once again and inform you that keep it pitch side and do not touch that dial. Cheers.